social work, again, it's a master's degree. If you get a PhD or a doctorate of social work, a DSW, that's again usually going into academia for a PhD, and DSW is very common for those who are going into some sort of administration. You know, often being the administrator of a nonprofit organization and things like that. That's pretty common. But entry level, again, is a master's level, meaning what do I need in order to provide services to people? And remember that when we talk about entry level masters, you're probably not going to get paid any more because you're a licensed social worker who has a doctorate. It's not going to work that way. It's because it's not entry level. Entry level is masters. That's what they're going to pay you at. So that's pretty reasonable to get a master's degree. So what do? You go to graduate school in social work, and it will be a social work program, very specifically outlined that way. That's what it will be called, as opposed to within counseling where they may have different names for them. This will be called social work. It's the Department of Social Work. And they'll often have different tracks within that. So some universities will only provide social work that focuses on, administrative, but most of them will have tracks. So you can do the administrative or the clinical track, and you can decide which fits for you. Then clinical experience, typically about 3,000 hours, the same as it is for the other master's programs. And then you can be licensed as an LCSW. Again, there are different variations about what they call that in terms of the actual license, but it will require a master of social work. And then, for example, here in Texas, it's a licensed clinical social worker. An LMSW here in Texas, a licensed master of social work, is typically more likely to go into case management or administration, while a licensed clinical social worker is designed to provide therapy. A lot of people, again, don't think of social work that way, but I want you to think of social work as being clinicians a lot. Some of my all-time favorite therapists have been social workers who were clinical social workers. They provide, all they do is provide therapy, psychotherapy. I actually, when I was on internship, one of my best supervisors on one of my rotations was a social worker. And I still think very highly of him. I learned a ton from him. So I have a real soft spot in my heart because of some of the people I've worked with for social work. Don't discount it. I find a lot of people do, because they think of it as being case management or something like that, rather than, yes, you can become a therapist in that field as well.